I'm just going to wait a minute or so as people filter in, but I thought I would start to introduce ourselves and to welcome you to what is our, I don't know, it's probably around our 10th annual, I actually haven't counted, but we're probably nearing on 10 of the kind of autism update, Advances in Autism 2016. My name is Dan Geschwind, and I'm the director of CART. But we have, our work is really a team. In other words, we all kind of work together. None of us could do what we do without each other. I'm going to introduce one of my colleagues in a second, Susan Bookheimer, who's the PI of our Autism Center of Excellence grant from NIH and the director of the Intellectual Disabilities Center here in the Semel Institute. But before I get started, I just wanted to really thank you for coming, because we look forward to this day for months. It's just so much fun to interact with those of you that we, in the community who come from, from various places. And I'm just curious, we'll get demographics and kind of that type of information, but I'm just kind of curious, how many of you are practitioners? Wow, okay, great. And how many of you are family members or parents? Good, welcome. And how about students or postdocs or people like that? Yeah, there they are. Educators? Great, welcome. So I think that's almost everybody. Did everybody get a chance to raise their hand? Advocates, okay. Great, welcome. So, what we've tried to do is to present kind of cutting-edge research and give a sense of where the field is. We focus on some of the work that we do here, but we also are trying to kind of give you a summary of where the field is. And so, again, we really want this to be interactive, and that's why at the end of the day we have a kind of, we call it Ask the Experts, but it's really just to promote a dialogue. And there's a box outside at the table where you check in with index cards. So throughout the day, if you have questions, write them down there and put them in the box, and then we'll look through those and organize them, and we try to get through all the questions. It's rare that we haven't gotten through all of them. Often there'll be kind of 3 wordings of the same question, and we'll do that once rather than go through it 3 times, obviously. But again, I want to welcome you all here. Thanks for coming. I know always at UCLA, we're always, we know how difficult it is to find parking and find your way here, especially in Los Angeles. So again, we appreciate the effort that you made, and hopefully, again, we can have a really productive day together. So I'm going to introduce my colleague Susan Bookheimer, who's one of the co-directors of CART and the director of the, as I mentioned, Intellectual Disability Center and our Autism Center of Excellence. Thanks.
Thanks, Dan. Isn't he great? Isn't he great? Okay. So I'm going to just give you a couple of announcements for now. First, welcome. We're so happy to have you all here. You all got folders at the front, and I think that many of you are taking CME credits. So if you are, all the information that's on the left inside of your folder is stuff that you need to fill out. The first thing that you should do before you do anything else is fill out this green one. This is the pre-conference evaluation. So this basically is to tell us what are all the things that you know now so that we can compare them with whether we actually taught you anything at the end of the day. And so the one at the end of the day is blue. So green now, blue later. And then in between those two, there are mandatory CMA fill-out and evaluation forms. There are also just regular evaluation forms in addition to the mandatory CME ones, and we'd really like everybody to fill them out. We pay a lot of attention to the comments that we get, and we try to design our symposium every year based on the things that you folks in the audience want. So please give us whatever feedback you can, and we will try to have an increasingly improving program each year. There is free Wi-Fi available, so what you should do is choose UCLA Web, accept the terms and conditions, and you'll be able to open your browsers. Not all the slides are on the online syllabus currently, but they will be after the talk, so please go to the online syllabus. It was emailed to you, and it's also in your folder in the announcements page. And so all the slides from the speakers that are speaking today will be posted online, so you can review them. I want to make a plug for research. We have a cart table on the right as you go out the door at the very end. The research protocols going on, some for typically developing kids, some for kids with autism, some with just social skills problems. At all ages, there's pretty much everything from babies up through adulthood. So please take a minute to look at those, and if you are in an environment where you work with families, you can take a number of these flyers. We could even Xerox some extra for you before you leave, so we'd really like it if you could pass it around. It's very important to all of us that the community be engaged in research that will help us with answers for the future. Dan mentioned these cards. They look like this. They're in a basket out front. These are your question cards. So please, any questions, fill them out. There will be questions a little bit after each talk, but none of the big picture things, and some of you might have more detailed questions that we won't have time for. So this is a great opportunity to talk about that. And so I think I'm going to go ahead, hopefully, and find Dan's presentation, hopefully. Okay. Yeah, there it is. I found you.